Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Triple Double Nation. Today we're looking at 8 starters that NBA teams must replace this summer. Let's get right into the video. Brooklyn Nets, DeAndre Jordan. The Brooklyn Nets won't even consider changing 80% of their starting 5. Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Joe Harris, and Kevin Durant are untouchable. Though the lineup data is vanishingly small because of injury, those 4 posted a plus 22.4 net rating on the rare occasions they shared the floor this season. You don't mess with that. That leaves the center spot where DeAndre Jordan led the position with 43 starts. DJ shot a ridiculous 76.3% from the field this season while hanging around the top quartile in block and rebound rate among bigs. His mobility continues to decline though, and Brooklyn should have liked what it saw from the intriguingly switchable Nick Claxton, who's a full decade younger than Jordan. It'd be unfair if the Nets found a center who could defend the rim, switch, and stretch the floor on offense, but Jordan only offers the first of those 3 qualities. Brooklyn can shoot for at least 2. The only question is whether the superstars on hand will be cool with Jordan losing his starting job to a younger, more athletic teammate again. Los Angeles Clippers, Patrick Beverley. Reggie Jackson started more often at the point than any other Los Angeles Clippers player, but the fact that Patrick Beverley was on the floor for the opening tip in 34 of the 37 games he played suggests he's the guy LA preferred. Beverley shot it well this year, hitting 39.7% from the 3.8 triples he tried per game, but Jackson, a free agent, has always been the superior penetrator and facilitator. It's not wrong to think a team with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George capable of running the offense can get away with a point guard who doesn't initiate much on his own. But the Clippers fancy themselves a championship contender and should be greedy about every spot on the roster. Why settle for someone with Beverley's limitations, particularly when the jump shot dependent Clips tend to run into problems because they don't have enough guys who can break down the D and get all the way to the bucket? The simplest answer would be because LA has always been better with Beverley on the floor. Fair enough, but Beverley will pay his age 33 season next year, and durability has not been among his strengths with the Clippers. Los Angeles should aim higher at point guard, targeting a starter who can stay healthy and add a new downhill dimension to the offense. Los Angeles Lakers, Dennis Schroeder. The idea of Dennis Schroeder, a score-first point guard who could prop up the Los Angeles Lakers offense and spell LeBron James, always made sense. It just never worked all that well in practice. The Lakers were outscored in the minutes Schroeder played without James on the floor this season, a fact that made more troubling because LA lost their stretches with ineffective offense. And now the Lakers were supposed to go above their initial reported offer of 4 years and $84 million to retain a starter who didn't help them in the very specific way that he hoped. No thanks. It's true Los Angeles lacks the cap space to replace Schroeder on the open market, but any focus on point guard retention should probably be on Alex Caruso, also a free agent, over Schroeder. Philadelphia 76ers, Danny Green. Just so you're aware, we're in a stretch here of 3 straight teams whose starting 5s were too good to tinker with. For the Philadelphia 76ers, Phoenix Suns and Portland Trail Blazers must replace really means must maintain. So about Danny Green. The veteran shooting guard is the only member of the Sixers starting 5 who could leave. An unrestricted free agent who still has immense value to the contenders in need of playoff-tested 3-and-D performance, Green should command something close to the $15.4 million he earned this year. Green will play his age 34 season in 2021 and 2022, and though he's no longer quick enough to cover point guards like he used to, he's still a reliable option against wings and smaller forwards. That he shot 40.5% on the highest per minute 3-point volume of his career suggests no offensive decline is imminent. Philly has Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid secured through at least 2022 and 23. Those 4 plus Green posted a plus 14.0 net rating on the court altogether, easily the best figure of any 5-man unit that saw over 400 minutes. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul. The offseason instructions for the Phoenix Suns include 2 steps. Step 1, assuming he declines his $44.2 million player option, replace free agent Chris Paul with Chris Paul on a new contract. Step 2, dust off hands, sign satisfaction, and recline in a comfortable chair. Technically, DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges need extensions, and backup Cameron Payne's free agency is a priority, but we're not here to be thorough. Paul is the only starter with the ability to change teams this summer, and the Suns can't let that happen unless CP3's salary demands are prohibitively pricey. Determining fair value will be tricky, but Paul was on the not-so-distant fringes of the MVP conversation, which made the All-Star team and just concluded one of the best age 35 seasons we've ever seen from a guard, becoming just the 4th player at least that old to average over 16.0 points and 8.0 assists. San Antonio Spurs, DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is untethered, a free agent with designs on exploring his options after 3 seasons with the San Antonio Spurs. That's for the best. The Spurs have an abundance of young talent ready for bigger roles, and removing a high-usage top-scoring option from the roster will give all those 25 and under prospects room to test their limits. Resident old man Derek White should be in line for a significant increase in shots and pecking order primacy. DeJounte Murray's ball-handling duties will increase, Lonnie Walker IV should see more shots, Devin Vassell might find himself in the starting lineup, and Keldon Johnson will enjoy better spacing on his steamrolling rim attacks. DeRozan, who will be 32 next season, may prefer a landing spot with more realistic playoff ambitions than San Antonio, and the Spurs should be ready to move on from a $28 million vet who hurt their net rating and crippled their defense in every season of his tenure. Utah Jazz, Mike Conley. The Utah Jazz have the luxury of rostering more than 5 starting caliber players. Jordan Clarkson won 6th Man of the Year, and teammate Joe Ingles made a strong case for the award himself. If any team can afford to lose a starter, it's this one. Then again, anyone who watched Mike Conley surgically dismantle the Memphis Grizzlies pick-and-roll defense in Game 2 of Utah's first-round series on May 26th saw exactly how critical he is to his team. The veteran guard has seen enough in his career to quickly diagnose every opponent's coverages, and he's still got enough juice to exploit every mistake. Conley is in that rare, sweet spot where his mental game is sharper than ever and his physical tools are undiminished. Utah outscored opponents by 11.9 points per 100 possessions with Conley in the game during the regular season, a margin bettered only by Rudy Gobert and his gaudy plus 14.6 on-court net rating. Framed that way, the only real criticism you can level at Conley is that he wasn't quite as impactful as the shoe-in Defensive Player of the Year. The Jazz are contenders, and Conley likes the situation. He is, however, a free agent, one Utah can't afford to let go. As we've done with several other teams, the Jazz must replace free agent Conley with under-contract Conley. Washington Wizards, Rui Hachimura. Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal are sure to start next season, but beyond those 2 stars, it's tricky to determine whom the Washington Wizards intend to utilize in the first unit. Alex Len and Robin Lopez are both free agents, but Thomas Bryant was a starter before tearing his ACL early in the year. If he's back to full health, maybe the job goes to him. If not, mid-season addition Daniel Gafford was quietly Washington's best big man down the stretch. He's an absolute bargain on a $1.8 million non-guaranteed salary for 2021 and 22. If Denny Avdija's fabulous structure doesn't hinder his off-season preparation, he figures to regain the starting spot he held for most of the year. Picked 9th in 2020, the 20-year-old forward showed enough to inspire confidence that he can be a valuable connective piece of the offense. A ball mover who can read defenses, handle the rock on the open floor, and hopefully threaten the defense with a developing 3-point stroke. Hachimura isn't the easiest pick here, he just feels better suited for the bench where his preferred shot types would be more valuable as bailout last resorts. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like rating down below and comment which player needs to be replaced the most. See you guys next time, have a great day.